So, what's your style of writing in this biography of Johnny Cash?
It is a third-person point of view because it's what's going on around Johnny from an outsider's point of view and not from Johnny's point of view.
As part of Johnny's childhood, you wrote about the Great Depression and how Johnny moved to Dice, Arkansas. It was described in such a way I wondered if you had any help while writing it.
Yes, actually I did. I referenced Cash, the autobiography, and Men in Black, which are both autobiographies by Johnny Cash himself. They are great autobiographies of Johnny Cash's life, very much like this one, but with a better point of view, that of Johnny Cash. There's no better way to learn about him than from his own writing. It doesn't get more personal than that.
Now, Jack, Johnny's older brother, died when Johnny was about 7. Do you think this impacted Johnny in any way?
Yes, very much so. Johnny was a firm believer in God. He and Jack would always go to church anytime they had a chance. God was what brought them so close. Jack's death devastated Johnny in ways most people couldn't even begin to understand. As Johnny grew older, he began to sing at parties. He would sing hymns that he and Jack used to sing when he was still alive. They were songs and hymns he sang with so much pain, love, and emotion that Johnny's voice could have swayed anyone. When word got around about Johnny and his angelic voice, people began to sniff around. This is how Johnny was first discovered.
Okay, and how did you know about Johnny Cash's drug addictions?
I found out in many different ways. For starters, it was all over the news, and it was all anybody could talk about when it first went public. I also found out when he came out with his autobiography. The drugs not only affected him, but his family as well. He would often pace around the house, muttering things, breaking everything, cursing out loud. His wife would just tell the children, "It's okay. Daddy's just sick. He's just sick." But the drugs also affected his physical well-being. The pills ended up being the downfall of a once great legend.
What did you personally think about Johnny Cash?
Personally, I think he's a great man, despite his amphetamine addiction. I believe that he is one of the greatest singers and songwriters that I've ever heard. He's a big role model for me because losing any sibling must be extremely hard emotionally, and the fact that he pulled through that at such a young age shows a lot of mental strength in himself and in God. He showed extraordinary talent with his voice. He was also the kind of man you could trust in and believe in him and have him there by your side for you when you needed him the most. I think he's a great role model for anyone considering everything that's happened to him. First, he gets deported to Dice in the middle of winter in freezing rain. And then, when he's around 10, he loses his favorite brother. Third, he gets addicted to drugs. And to top it all off, he's left by his wife and ends up dying at the top of his game.
So, what can you tell me about his vocal career?
Johnny Cash was one of the most successful musicians ever. He sold over 1,500 songs, hitting Billboard's country chart nearly 137 times, and 52 of his songs made it into the top 10. He recorded nearly 70 albums and won 11 Grammys. In my view, he is one of the most successful artists ever known to man. He put so much passion into his music, it was almost as if he was lifting you off of your feet. I have to say, he is one of my all-time favorite singers. He even sang in front of prisons, such as Folsom Prison and San Quentin.
Thank you, that's all.
My pleasure.